How about now? Okay, so
Technically, it should be good. It
yeah,
just looks like it's not good.
we'll see. We'll fucking see. We'll fucking see. Because right now we are back. Because welcome to the Tangents podcast.
Can we say
I don't know what I said.
we're back, bitches? I don't know if we can say it. I just said
Why
it.
can't
But
we say it?
I don't know.
It's our podcast.
I know it is.
We cuss a lot.
It's just people are very sensitive.
I stole my wife's little one shooter Tennessee Fire and put it in cream soda Pepsi.
He didn't.
This is delicious.
He missaid that. He didn't steal anything. She lost it.
She lost it. It's been disappeared. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Tangents podcast. My name is Dollywood.
I'm Harris,
and today we're going to talk about a few things. We are striking a deal with ourselves today that we're going to do a properly formatted podcast.
30 minutes per
topic. Three topics.
Once that 30 minutes is done for that topic, we move on to the next one. No matter how hard of a cut it is.
We're going to cut it exactly.
No matter how hard.
So we're going to run right into it just because I kind of wanted to get it out of the way because I don't want to think about it too much because I've been thinking about it all day.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the situation in Ukraine.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man.
Dude, it's idiotic. It's
dumb.
Idiotic.
It's dumb, man.
Let me tell you what I heard today. I was listening to NPR and they were doing an interview with a Ukrainian reporter, and this British dude is like, hey, do you know anyone who, like, besides military people, who is ready to take up arms and defend Ukraine? And she's like, let me tell you, I had to me delivered today a automatic rifle and a handgun. I'm ready to take up arms and defend my country. My husband is ready. My whole family is ready. And this guy's like, really? You're ready to pick up those weapons? And I was like, are you fucking kidding? Yes. Believe me, she's ready. I was so mad because I'm like, you have lived in such a pretty daffodils and lilies fucking world your whole life. You haven't even had to consider defending your shit.
Well, especially a reporter, dude. You know, he ain't living in the slums.
Right.
I mean, shit.
Oh my God, I was so mad.
No, it's dumb. It's what a dumb fucking way to, you're interviewing somebody that's getting their life bombarded, literally. And that's your reaction to when they say, yes, they're ready to fight.
Right.
Your reaction is, oh, but really?
Right.
Like you're second guessing their statement about if they're willing to fight for where they live, their world, their country. Like, get the fuck out of here! What a dumbass! Like that dude. That guy. Did he get fired? He or she get fired? Because I hope so.
No, I think.
What a dumbass way to reply to a person.
What the fuck? I was just like, wow. I'll be honest with you, man. I was listening to footage from Kyiv, and it brought back some shit that I didn't even remember that I remembered.
Yeah.
From when I left Bosnia, because I remember that we heard shelling on our way when we were going. So that was I'm driving and I'm hearing it, and it was like fucking hitting me, and I was like, God damn it, dude.
I don't remember hearing any fire, but I do remember seeing a bunch of military, like when we were on the bus. I'm trying to, I think, where were we going? I think we were going to Croatia on the bus.
Yeah.
And I remember military pulling the bus over and crazy shit like that. And I remember being at grandma's house right before we were going to America. And that whole deal, and like how they, vetted us and stuff like that to get us on the plane and shit. And it was intense, but I mean, luckily I was never there for like the worst part of it, which is, the actual war part. But no, man, war. Listen, we have a bigger problem. As much as nobody wants to fucking admit it or talk, or not no one, but a lot of people don't want to admit it and talk about it. Listen, the world is going to kill us, right? So why are we concerned about what country is yours and what country is not yours, motherfucker?
It's so ignorant.
Listen, your legacy means dick if it's gone when the world destroys us. So whatever shitty means of what you think your legacy should mean, if it means taking over a fucking country or it's irrelevant. It's literally irrelevant because listen, at the end of the day, that is what this planet is dying. It's killing us. The fucking weather changes consistently. It's getting worse and worse. What happened in Texas last year is just a small taste of what's coming. Like Texas didn't know how to deal with fucking cold last year. What do you think is going to happen later on when we keep fucking this up? How about we fucking stop winning the war and taking over countries?
We had a record-breaking, record-setting tornado.
Yeah,
Went through,
100%.
what,
Yeah,
three
yeah,
states,
yeah,
200
yeah. That
200
was
miles?
that was what, at the end of last year or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like I think war is so fucking stupid because like what do you accomplish outside of fucking people's lives over it? And we're already gonna be fucked anyways from other shit. Like it's seriously, it doesn't matter. It literally does not. Like it's such a waste of fucking. I mean, war is dumb in general. I mean, it's a stupid fucking thing that we humans for some reason decided meant something to fight for, to have control of a piece of land or having rule over something or money or whatever the fuck it is. It's just like we haven't evolved. We haven't moved.
That's the real talk, man. Because it regardless of what we do here, regardless of what we do on this planet, let's say humanity survives the next 60 billion years.
Let's say
Possibly less. The estimates are changing.
right.
The sun will literally devour this planet when it expands.
Yeah, 100%.
So ultimately, nothing you do as a president, as a leader of a country, as anybody matters.
Yeah.
If we don't get off this fucking rock.
Yeah, literally, there will be no history that'll remember you.
Like this idea of, oh, we're gonna take this back, take that back, and then he's thinking I'm gonna be the most powerful, most important fucking president in history or whatever the fuck. It doesn't
there will be no
matter.
history when there's nobody there to remember.
I mean, shit, like you said, climate change is going to kill us in about 30 years.
Yeah.
There's going to be no turning back.
Fuck whatever.
So in 30 years, if we are not ready to out,
yeah,
or we have not somehow magically, because I just don't see it happening, magically gotten our shit together in 30 years.
I doubt it.
Possibly less.
I doubt it because right now we have an idiot throwing out explosives, which I'm sure is helping the environment.
It's frustrating. I feel bad for everybody that's having to fucking relocate. Like all the I hear you hear like the good out of this horrible. They I was just listening to this thing and they were talking to this woman who had left Kyiv, had to go back to get on the train so she could get to the border because she couldn't get to the border from where she was. Right. And like no one had tickets on these planes or on the trains. No one had tickets, and they were just letting people on. Like it was solidarity. Like we all need to get the fuck out of here. So it was like fuck tickets. Like let's just go. To hear that, man. And it's like somebody that was being interviewed was saying, why do you think like this needs to stop here? Because why do you think Poland and Latvia and all these other countries that are a little further west why do you think they're all in states of emergency? It's not because of refugees. It's because they know they're fucking next.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
They're 100%. Next. They know that.
We talked about this, right? We said, all right, this guy's clear. Like, first of all, we've said, a while back you said, and I don't remember it, so you obviously remember it better than I do, but you said that he threatened to do something and he did it back then. And then he threatened to do it again, and he fucking just did it. He's already fucking throwing out missiles and shit into this country that he's trying to take over. And we're not involved. Why? And you and I discussed this. It's simple. It's not just that China said, like, if you get involved, then we get involved type of deal.
Right.
It's because he will use nukes.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He will.
If we turn this into a bigger thing, he will, without question, and I think really without hesitation.
So I'm
turned
telling
this
you right
into a
now,
much bigger
yeah,
thing.
100%. So I'm telling you right now, what happened was, it's not even that China threatened us. It's that he almost certainly
China doesn't have to threaten us because
Yeah,
they're poised to take over
Yeah.
economically.
he communicated with all these world leaders, not publicly, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, and he said, "What do you think I'll do if you get involved?"
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they said, "We're gonna make it look like we care, but we're not gonna do shit."
Exactly.
That's what
It's very much because I mean, and this another reporter who was being interviewed said he was at a safe house, and the guy was like, "What do you mean your safe house?" The guy bought a condo in January, thinking just in case some shit pops off.
Yeah.
And some shit popped off, so he had a place to go.
Yep.
He was like on the other side of the country, on the, by the border, and it's one of those things. I'm like, this has been in the works. And he said the reason, because the guy was like, why did you buy this place? Like, what made you think that this was going to go south? And he's like, oh, when he was putting out these demands in December or whatever, he was asking for shit that he knew he couldn't get.
Right.
He knew they weren't going to get him because just the other day when he was on fucking the podium explaining away why he's trying to do this. Excuse me. I had some chivapi.
Delicious.
He was saying he wants Ukraine to essentially guarantee to remain neutral permanently. So he wants Ukraine to demilitarize.
Which, I mean, technically, like, they've already, which this is only I heard because of the most recent news, but like one of the Ukraine representatives said, came on, they said, we got rid of our nukes because you promised that we wouldn't be attacked.
Yeah.
And he didn't hold up to that. So even if they do say, yeah, we promised to remain neutral,
bro,
who the fuck is it to say in 20 years him or whoever he picked to run the country doesn't
here's what happened. Here's what happened. Ukraine was like, hey, we would like to join NATO. It's North Atlantic Trade Organization. And it's an organization of multiple countries that all do business and they all kind of support each other and protect each other. And he knew that as soon as that happened, what he did in 2014 by occupying Crimea would automatically become a bigger problem.
Right.
And he doesn't want to deal with that bigger problem. So he said, I'm going to come kick the doors down now. I'm going to ask for all these ridiculous things because they're not going to take away all their military.
Right.
The NATO is not going to be like, no, you could never join us. Like
right.
that, it's never going to be a thing. No one's ever going to say we will essentially cast you out forever.
Right.
They can't say that. Right. It's not even if they wanted to, even if they were like, shit, okay, that'll appease them, fuck it. They can't say that. That is bad optics. That does not look good for them in any way.
Right. So
they can't say that. They can't keep Ukraine out of NATO. It is the most obscene thing. It'd be like saying, going to someone's house and being like, listen, I need you to give me $100,000 in cash, in small, non-sequential bills, or I'm going to shit on your couch.
Right.
And it's like, you're not getting that $100,000.
Right. Yeah.
So they know you're going to shit on their couch.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that's exactly what's happening here.
Well,
it's like, let me ask for all this shit that I can't have.
Here's my question. So here's my question, right? So I said, why don't we just fucking, why don't they send in somebody and assassinate this motherfucker? Because, you just
loyalists, man.
It's 2022. You just do it. But here's my thing, right?
He got in power by blaming other people's shit.
But here's my thing, though. Here's what I didn't say to you. Loyalist or not, we held out for Hitler for a while before we got involved, but that got far. Is that when we're gonna choose to assassinate another Hitler?
We are.
When he gets half the world.
Can I tell you exactly when we are going to get involved? When one of our allies is directly attacked. Because they're not part of NATO, they were going through the review process.
Sure.
They're not part of NATO.
They're not part of NATO.
They don't have that immediate response built in.
No, I get it. But like, when do we get involved? Right? Do we get involved when?
I don't.
So
know
let's say like that guy that said,
I imagine when he gets to Austria
or Poland,
Germany, Poland. Man, I don't know if Poland's part of NATO. Honestly, I don't know
if
they are.
Right.
If they are, then yeah. Once he gets to Poland, it's going to be on.
Yeah,
because we have to.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
but that's not even America. That's NATO.
Yeah,
there are NATO forces.
No, yeah, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like, like literally, we are told to remember history, to
Yeah.
not repeat it.
But no one does.
Looks like we're repeating it.
Yep. We're letting it happen.
I mean, we don't get me wrong. It looks like we repeat it all the time, but this just happens to be on a grander scale of repeating it.
Yeah.
Because literally, what will happen is this will be Hitler 2.0.
If something doesn't happen to him, yeah. If somebody doesn't, if we don't get involved,
Because if he sees he can keep getting away with shit,
that's exactly
he's
it.
just going to keep
That's
doing
exactly it. Because here's the thing: either because there are two outcomes of this. If we don't get involved, there are two outcomes.
it. Right.
He wins and takes over Ukraine,
Right.
and then he has the added land, added manpower, and he's closer to other countries that he can attack.
Yeah.
Or he gets what he wants somehow,
Somehow.
and then Ukraine has no military, promises to remain neutral so they'll never get involved, and then he just drives through Ukraine to those countries anyway
Right.
because they can't get
Because
involved.
they can't get involved.
It's an all unless the West, I fucking hate that term, but unless the rest of the fucking civilized world
Yeah, just the rest
gets
of the
involved.
civilized world. Yeah.
It's
I mean, listen, we talked about this, right? There is.
and the fact that they're still holding on to this SWIFT thing is so stupid.
I don't even know. What
So the SWIFT is basically WhatsApp for banks.
Oh.
Basically, you say, "Hey, I'm sending you $100,000." The SWIFT message confirms that that's coming from a legitimate place and it's legitimate
see.
money. That's all it is.
I see.
He gets paid through that for the gas and shit that he exports, for the
Right.
natural gas and oil, all the shit that he exports. That's how he gets paid. So if you cut him out of that, it becomes way more difficult to do business with Russia.
100%.
And even with that, there are people being like, well, we don't know if that will be as effective as we want it to be. Because effectively, if he knew he was going to do this and he knew he was going to do this, he's ready.
No,
he has
100%,
shit in
yeah.
place that if they were to
Yeah,
cut
no,
that
yeah.
off, he's going to be like, all right, well, fuck you more.
No, he's ready.
Now he's kicking his fucking
Right.
heels in. He's not moving anywhere. And now he's going to fucking go around that whole system
Right.
and try to fuck us
Right.
up. Or if we do it, it's the nuclear option, but then he's ready for that.
Right.
So regardless of what
Yeah,
happens,
he's ready regardless.
they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a nuclear option. We don't want to do that
Right.
because it might be, it might cause further hostilities. I'm like, he's ready. He knows you're
Yeah.
going to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
He knows that's on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, if he somehow doesn't know, I'm blown away.
Here's real simple. So we talked about this also. This is something else we mentioned when we had our conversation like yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. We said the reason, or I think it was yesterday we were talking about it. The other reason why maybe we're not getting involved outside of him just threatening all the world leaders,
Right.
is because maybe us and everybody else that is on the side of like we need to stop this is because they're worried. Okay, yeah, China gets involved, but then maybe Iran gets involved and North Korea gets involved.
People start taking sides and ends up looking like a world war real fast.
So now it is a world war. But here's the thing: even if that's your fear, I can assure you that no matter how much you fear that, if you let Hitler 2.0 happen, you're going to get involved regardless. Either you stop it now or you stop it later. Because listen, the way you're going to end Hitler 2.0, you're going to send in an assassin and you're going to kill him. So why don't you just send an assassin now and just end it? And there you go.
Can I tell you?
Bob's your uncle.
Can I tell you? I am.
Because that's how you're going to end it. You're not going to, if you're worried about nukes, you're not going to send a nuke because he's going to send a nuke. So you're going to kill him by him not knowing that you're killing him.
Can I tell you?
And even at that point, either we're already in a world war and he's already taken over, or we do it beforehand. And then those other countries that would have gotten involved was like, are you going to get involved? He's gone.
The thing is, I don't know. My honest problem is I don't know what our goals are.
I don't either.
I don't know what we're trying to do here.
No.
In 1938, when Hitler was like, oh, I'm coming to Poland,
Yeah.
we started making guns and shipping them on the low.
Right.
We didn't get involved, but we got involved. They haven't said anything to start building more guns. And granted, we have a shit ton of them. We could just lob them over there. We still have plenty.
I mean, you're
But
right.
like I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what our goal is in this. Like, yeah, with the bullshit of we're peaceful, whatever. What is our actual goal? What are we trying to accomplish here?
I agree.
Because we just spent 20 fucking years with our dick in the sand in the Middle East,
Yeah.
came out with what?
Just spend. Just spend
Saddam
money.
Hussein is dead.
Spend money.
You could have done that in an evening
Right? You could.
with 6 guys.
Yeah. Or even when you killed them, you could have left.
Like,
Here's the thing. Here's the other thing that I mentioned to you, and I want whoever's listening to really grasp this, right? Because I know this is super political and everything, but think about this. China threatened us, saying if you get involved, we get involved, and we still do business with China,
yeah.
with a
Well,
country
because they haven't gotten involved.
with country that threatened us. I mean, listen, I said this yesterday. I said, when the fuck did we say, first back in the day, which I don't agree with. I think people have the right to voice all different kinds of things that they can see as a logical option for government, whatever. I don't agree what we did back
Yeah,
then.
you're talking about the Red Scare.
But I'm talking about back in the day, if you spoke anything of communism, you were put away, like disappeared.
Yep.
In this country. And then somehow we went from scaring the shit out of people and disappearing them to working with a communist country. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Chinese people. And by far, I do not. I don't like their government.
Yep.
Their government isn't the actual people that are there.
Of course.
That's just the government. Just like a lot of people wouldn't say this government is their government because they don't agree with it. But how the fuck do we go from being scared to say anything about communism to allowing the government to work with the country that we didn't want to associate with? And now that same country
Dollar bills.
that literally has control over this country, because like I've said, you go to that what's that outlet mall on 88?
Yeah.
All the signs there are in Chinese now. All the like ad signs are like Chinese ad signs. And I was just like, I was taken back when I walked through it more recently. I was
Really?
like, what the fuck? Like, I almost felt like I was like, wow, the Chinese government is taking over. Holy shit. I was like, more
I mean, you know what it might be? They might have a large Chinese population in that area.
Possibly.
Is that Aurora?
Yeah, I think so. Aurora or something. But
Maybe.
At the end of the day, we don't like how their government does shit. Now they've threatened us to fight for what's good. Because this would be fighting for what's good.
Absolutely.
Saving Ukraine would be the good
without question.
There's no like, oh well, who's to say what's good or not?
Yep,
this is
without
good.
question. This is a matter.
Country
this is a matter of a bully.
Somebody.
This is a matter of stepping in
killing
front of a bully.
Is a good thing.
Yep.
But we just got threatened by a country we do business with. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't listen. Once again, I'm perfectly happy with Chinese people. If we can, I'll say bring all their population over here and then destroy the government there. That's just how, But at the end of the day, it's the unfortunate fucking.
It's capitalism rule.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
this is a capitalist society now, and we have ignored worse for less.
Horrible. Yeah.
Worse for less.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
the way
they make
the way the Chinese government
make people disappear over there.
The way the Chinese government has been treating Uyghur Muslims for, as far as I'm aware, the better part of a decade, if not longer. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Yeah. Literal concentration camps happening.
Wasn't them that they literally made that like ice skater or tennis player or whatever disappear? Was it China? Or was that Korea? I can't remember which one it was.
I don't remember.
There was one.
I feel like it was China.
I feel like it was China.
She was trying to get asylum so she wouldn't have to go back to China because she lost or whatever.
Yeah.
Or she said some shit against the government.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I can't go back.
Yeah.
It's not a good time if the Chinese government gets a hold of you. I mean, literally, I don't know if I brought this up previously, but I listened to Iron Widow last year, written by a Chinese Canadian woman who literally at the beginning of the book has a disclaimer that says this is a thoroughly fictionalized account of completely imagined events, very, very loosely based on the one Chinese, the one female Chinese emperor, and like some of the other people around her.
Right.
It was like, please do not fucking kill me. I'm not saying this happened. I'm not saying she was gay or bi or whatever the fuck. I'm not saying any of this happened.
That's crazy.
This is fantasy.
That's crazy,
do not
bro.
kill me. And she doesn't even live in China.
I know.
But it just, as soon as I heard it, it reeked of please don't come after me.
Yeah, 100%.
And
dude,
that's terrible. That's bad. That's not good.
That author was scared for, you said it was her, right?
Yeah.
Scared for her life from a government that she doesn't even live in.
Yep. And that should tell
That's
you everything you need to know.
fucked up.
That should tell you everything you need to know about the
fact
Chinese
that
government.
that government has reach in Canada.
Yeah. I mean, reach everywhere.
I mean, everywhere. But still, like, they could threaten somebody in Canada for writing a fictional book.
Fun fact. I don't know if I told you
That's
this.
fucking crazy.
I don't know if I told you this. Remember I was saying the like creature, like the monster that they fight in that book? I was trying to like describe them. It's hard to describe them because they're kind of like these bulbous things with fucking legs.
Yeah.
And they're made out of metal. I didn't know, but I know exactly what they look like now. Maybe minus the wings, because I don't know if the wings are part of it.
You said it's from
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
From Shang-Chi, the what the fuck was his name? Because Trevor was the guy.
Trevor was the guy. I forgot what the animal's name was.
Anyway, yeah, his like little partner that he was like, oh, you can see him too. I thought I was going crazy. That was the best fucking moment too. Because I was like, I can see Trevor being like, yeah, he's like, I'm high as shit.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so we're there.
We're pretty much there. Yeah, we're
right
pretty
there.
much
27.
There.
Look at that. Fucking on top. On top.
But listen, we are talking about money. We're talking about business. We're talking about environment. We've talked about all that. So it is a hard cut, but it is a good transition into car stuff, which I'm a big fan of. I love cars.
Welcome to Car Talk 2022.
Car Talk 2022. We'll always somehow fit it in once in a while in this podcast. So super happy. And the last few times we talked about it, I was not.
Let's set the stage a little bit.
Yeah.
We have had many conversations. I mean, I always give you shit about it because you know the entire car industry is basically saying the future is electric,
right?
And I always like poke fun because you are a big fan of combustion engines.
I love combustion.
You like the feel of it. You like the sound of it. I get it. Yeah. Completely understand it. I was actually watching Lou or Unbox Therapy. They did a video on the new. The Model S, the Plaid. Yeah. The fucking new Plaid. Yeah. And he was talking about the Plaid. Plaid.
That's where I'm going. I hate this fucking.
He was talking about. He's like, I understand some people might like the sound and the feel of a combustion engine. I was like, I know people like that. I know people like that. So you are a fan of the combustion engine experience, and you told me that there was some talk about there being a move to hydrogen. I had heard about it. I've heard about it over the years. It was kind of like, is it going to be electric or
synthetic fuels? You know,
some sort of alternative fuels. Yeah. And I remember learning about hydrogen years ago when they were first talking about electric cars, and I was like, that sounds dangerous as shit. Right. Because like I heard it, we've all heard of the hydrogen bomb, so it's it sounds terrifying because you're talking about hydrogen and. As I always like, every once in a while when I'm driving a car, I remember there's thousands of tiny explosions in front of me. Yeah. So like when I put those two things in my head together,
it sounds scary.
It sounds terrifying.
I'm sure listen, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a scientist, but I'm sure the way the hydrogen works with a combustion engine isn't exactly the same how it works with a hydrogen bomb. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have mini hydrogen bombs.
I hope not.
On our streets. But okay, so a little throwback. So the new Supra, we talked about that for a while too. The new Supra came out because BMW and Toyota got together, and Toyota was like, hey, you make this car for us, we make some money, we don't have to do any of the work, you do all the work. But apparently, that wasn't 100% true because I was thinking that. Nobody actually said that. That's just my theory on how it worked out. Toyota got approached by BMW saying, hey, we'll make the Supra for you, but we want your hydrogen technology. So BMW liked what Toyota was doing with their hydrogen technology.
Okay.
And so they
I
wanted
do
their
remember
hands
they
on
were
them.
doing a pretty big hydrogen
So they
project.
wanted their hands on it to, obviously, I'm guessing, do something for their company to do also combustion stuff while doing electric stuff, which is dope. I'm happy to hear that. That just kind of like, kind of gives me a little bit of a better feeling about the automotive industry instead of just thinking they're all lazy assholes.
Right. And to give anybody that might not know and might not understand this, I know very little about it, but the ultimate difference between a normal combustion engine and a hydrogen combustion engine, the output is not carbon monoxide, it's water.
Yeah,
it spits out
yeah,
very low amounts of water.
yeah.
It drips out
very
water.
low. It's completely carbon neutral, so it wouldn't affect our environment outside of course, creating the car,
manufacturing
of the vehicle, which that happens with even electric vehicles.
Yeah. So that's definitely, I imagine that's been a big kind of concern for the performance sector in automotive companies. Like, hey, how are we going to maintain some sort of fun and exciting performance thing?
I cannot imagine that it hasn't been.
Yeah, because
there's nothing,
electric is pretty quiet.
Yeah, there's nothing
like even my car is a hybrid,
right.
and it's damn quiet.
Damn quiet. Yeah, that's what I mean. Even my car, before I put the shit on it, like I didn't know it was running. Sometimes I was like, "What the fuck?" And that's just a non-hybrid vehicle.
Yeah,
and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "What's happening?" But recently, or actually as of today, I found out.
Okay.
Toyota and Yamaha work together to make a performance hydrogen engine, and on top of that, it is in a vehicle that they allowed people to experience. They invited people over to experience.
So this isn't even something where they were like concept.
No. They brought
put this
people,
in a car.
They put it in a car. They brought people over, invited them, said, "Hey, I want you to experience hydrogen power combustion and see what you think it feels." Because there was always, I guess, this concern that hydrogen performance wasn't going to be anything like petrol.
Sure.
So apparently it's good and people like it.
People are enjoying it.
They go in skeptical. They go in with like,
as you do.
This is not going to be that great. I'm sure it's going to be.
I mean, it's probably like the first people that sat in a Tesla and we're like, electric. How strong could this be?
When they walk out, they got smiles on their faces. And I honestly have to say big thank you to Toyota and Yamaha for still working on something to keep combustion around. Because,
hey man, look, I knew it was a problem that was going to be solved by someone. I didn't know how.
Yeah, me neither. I thought maybe
when you brought up like NASCAR and F1, I was like, yeah, that's true. It's going to be real boring at a fucking NASCAR event to just listen to like tires squeak.
You know what people love about F1? That insane fucking V12 high-pitched noise of a fucking car that's literally blasting in front of you.
They might need to come up with a new thing to like. It might be a different sound.
Yeah, it might be a little sound. I mean, who knows? Maybe not. I don't know how they work. Sound of it, but,
who knows?
But that's what get people talking, right? The competition and those sounds those freaking cars make. Same thing with NASCAR. You think those fans that are sitting in the seats don't love the feel and sound of those roaring V8s,
the rumble, especially when they fly through. Dude, that's the thing. Like I've watched a few movies that have NASCAR as part of the thing, and it's like even in a movie, like you feel that, like you see that it's a wall of sound and like cars. So 100%. Like it's a whole thing. Like it's a whole experience. I get it. I 100% get that.
But like one of my favorite movies that I actually enjoyed greatly, that I think he did well in his more earlier years as an actor, was Tom Cruise's Days of Thunder. Fucking, I love it. It's such a great movie for the era. Don't get me wrong. There's been better movies since, but for that era,
I'm gonna hold on to a thought,
which I think was late 80s, early 90s. Great movie, like a really fun movie, but they use a lot of like. During the racing, you feel that sound, you know, that, especially when it's the NASCAR races that they're doing.
I get it.
So what would be fun about motorsports if that was taken out of it? Like, you put in synthetic sound through speakers. Imagine spending how much money to make a stadium for NASCAR feel real. A whole stadium. Yeah.
Boy, that would be a lot of money.
It'd be a lot easier to just create something that runs on combustion.
Right. Speaking of Tom Cruise, Have you seen the Doctor Strange trailer?
Yeah,
Either of
yes.
them, doesn't matter.
You told me something about them saying that.
So back
because originally,
when they were still like playing around with the idea of an Iron Man movie,
who's going to play Iron
Tom
Man?
Cruise was going to be
Cruise
was
was
one
one.
of the possible rumored. I don't think there was anything ever officially confirmed.
No, it was just a rumor.
It was just a rumor, and people are just like really sold on this idea that they're going to bring him in for a one-off.
Yeah.
Superior Iron Man appearance.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
Oh no,
I don't think so.
Because it's like I get, Toby, Andrew, I get it.
Because
they were in movies.
Spider-Man.
Patrick Stewart, I get it. He was
an
Xavier.
X-Men.
Even if you were to bring me like 1990s Captain America with the fucking motorcycle helmet,
Wasn't that Dolph Lundgren?
No, that was Punisher.
That
He
was Punisher.
Yeah, if you brought in Dolph Lundgren as Punisher, in the multiverse movie, I'm with it.
Makes sense.
I'm with it. It happened.
It happened.
But like, essentially, you're saying bring this in because it was
a rumor,
an idea. Let's say it was officially like. Let's say they were officially like going to talk to him. He's never been on screen.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine because it would honestly.
That's fine for us.
It feels like super expensive because he's probably real expensive.
Yeah,
unless he's just like really into the thing.
Well,
because I know if it was Sam Jackson, Sam Jackson would do it for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, 100%.
He fucking loves movies. He'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah, he loves movies. He does good.
So like, unless he's that guy, which I don't know that he is.
Maybe though, because he did do that.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, like that was a joke. That was a joke for him. Like he just had fun.
I guess, yeah. It was he wasn't doing action. He was doing kind of like
it was literally just a comedic skit.
Maybe.
I bet they didn't pay him that much. I bet he didn't even ask that much. I bet he just wanted to have fun.
I don't know, man.
Because he said he's like, if I'm doing this, I want big fat hands. Like he said that. He was the one. He's like, I just wanna like.
Yeah.
He was the one that like.
I don't know, man. Maybe if he's that dude, if he's like, I'll fucking do it for 50K. But it's still
that man does so many things movie wise.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Like,
and honestly, it'd be a hard sell because Tony's not that short.
And here's the other thing, though. For you and me or any other nerds that pay attention to this shit, it would make sense.
Yeah.
All the other normal audience-going people that are just watching these movies because they're fun movies.
It would be an actor cameo.
It would be an actor cameo. And to them would be like, he's Iron Man. What?
Yeah, why is he Iron Man?
Why is he Iron Man?
Can I say what I think would be dope? Ben Affleck, Daredevil.
That would be fuck yes. Yes, please.
Jennifer Garner, Elektra.
Yes, please. It'd be weird because
because they have children
and they divorced and.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're cordial. They have children.
But that's not true. That's not true. People
and also, if it's
going
to be a multiverse thing, they don't even have to be in the same room on the same day.
That's 100%. That's true. But no, dude,
just show them like in a spinning in one of those spinning circles. They're just in there.
At the end of the day, I will always say there was nothing wrong with Daredevil except for the director. Ben Affleck did his thing.
He did what he could with that. I think,
and he did a good job. Like acting wise, he was good.
He was a good actor for sure. I mean, I think he's always been a good actor.
Jennifer Garner did a good job.
I liked her. I didn't, dude. I'm so mad about the final cut of Elektra because the director's cut of Elektra puts in this deleted scene that ties them together.
Right.
Because she has that dream when she dreams about her mom getting killed or some shit, and instead of that dream in the alternate cut, she dreams that Matt is there and he's talking to her. And he's like, wake up. He's like, get better because I'm waiting for you.
Right.
So she wakes up and that's why she's crying. Yeah, and she's 100%. Like, fuck, I got to get back to him.
No, there was, dude, that movie, like, is it, it's not Colin Farrell. Is it Colin Farrell?
Yeah. Bullseye? Yeah. He killed it. They changed Bullseye's appearance in the comics because of that movie.
I always forget his name, but the guy that played Kingpin, like first of all, to me, I love him as Kingpin.
Rest in peace.
I love him as Kingpin, and I would have taken him for Kingpin for the rest of my natural born life.
He had
the physique, he had the acting.
God damn it, what was his name?
Yeah, I can't remember because I think
He was in the
passed,
Green Mile.
I think he passed away from like heart issues or something like that, like a
Yeah, I
heart
forget
disease.
what it was. Damn,
Yeah, I would take him any day.
he was so good.
Because he was on that show that split out from that was um, not split off, but it was a just within the same universe show that started because of Bones, The Finder. He was in there, and that got canceled after he passed.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know there's a spinoff show.
oh, it was a great fucking spinoff show.
Oh, interesting.
Great
Didn't
spinoff
know that.
show. It was actually really good. And then he passed, and I was like, "Fuck, man, they're probably gonna cancel the show." But I'm like, I mean, they could do it without him, but I'm like, because he wasn't the main character. He was one of the mainer characters, but he wasn't the main character.
Right.
So they could have just said, they could have written it differently where, he's no longer around or whatever. But no, he was great, man. It was a damn when he died, I felt a little piece of me was like, fuck, man, because he brought us so many good characters.
I literally only saw him in Daredevil.
I saw him in
Because I
Daredevil.
never saw Green
I
Mile.
saw Green Mile. Loved it. I saw them in The Finder. Loved them.
Never saw
I've
it,
watched
though.
them in a few other things. I can't remember all the names.
I think Daredevil might be the only thing I've ever seen him in.
I did.
It's kinda wild.
He was fantastic, but it sucked. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, there's
Michael
nothing.
Clark Duncan.
Yes.
Michael Clark Duncan. Man,
Damn, dude.
that had
was
to form.
good
That had to
pull.
That had to.
But you gotta
Voltron
understand,
form.
we also haven't used that name in fuck me, like
I think he died
years.
5-6 years ago.
Years. No, but going back to we're almost out of time. Going back to what we originally started talking about. No, I gotta give.
Shoot, 20 minutes.
I know. I gotta give Toyota and Yamaha. I'm super happy. There's a company that literally showed me that no, not all companies are just thinking electric.
I mean, here's the thing. I imagine they're all thinking of some solution.
Well, I don't
But
know.
I think they're kind of in a place where no, because they have to put a combustion engine in a Mustang.
Well,
I just don't see an all electric Mustang future.
They don't. Dodge, bro. Dodge is going all electric. They're canceling already all their Challengers.
But Challenger's gonna be gone.
Yeah,
They're just gonna be gone.
They're canceling already.
It's just gonna be gone.
Yeah,
The Challenger.
yeah. The thing that probably makes them the most money, because everybody and their mom buys Chargers and Challengers.
What the fuck are they gonna sell then?
Electric versions of these muscle cars. I don't know if they're going to name them something else, but they are.
They're gonna have to.
But they have canceled them as VA models.
Although ironically, you definitely could just still call it the Dodge Charger because it charges.
Yeah, right. But as of like 2025, I think it's officially done.
Just like the V8.
The V8 concept of
I mean, that's
a Challenger
fine,
Charger.
but like to just get rid of that's such a powerful brand.
But dude, that alone has been driving that company.
Yeah, because what the fuck else besides vans?
But there's no way,
Like, real talk, real talk.
because they got rid of their 4-cylinder.
You got Jeep, which is the adventure brand.
Right.
You got Chrysler, which is the
Literally the
bougie
van.
brand.
No, it's literally the van. I think they got rid of the 300.
What?
The 300's been gone for years.
What about they have that little like sedan?
Nope, that was gone because they got rid of the Dart.
So is there really?
I think Chrysler is just the van.
There's no Crossfire anymore?
Not that I'm aware of. I think it's just the Pacifica.
Holy shit.
I literally don't think there is anything. Dude, go on their website. I'm curious. Go on their website real quick.
Chrysler.
While we're still on this,
Let's
before we
see.
do the hard cut.
Let's see here.
I truly
Chrysler-
think it's just
Chrysler Motors.
No T.
Oh, I always thought it was a T. I always forget. Vehicles. No, they still
I'm
have
sure.
300.
Why is that there? Dude, I'm telling you, that was gone.
Pacifica Hybrid. Wow.
Dude, that's it. That's it. I'm shocked that's there. I could have sworn they said they got rid of that.
Dude, that is. Although, can I tell you, this is the best the 300's ever looked.
Oh, 100%. That side profile.
Also, can we just be real and say that that's definitely what was it, the ATSC? That's definitely an ATSC.
Yeah, but this is like
I mean, it should be the side profile. Like this looks like an
sure,
ATS-C.
but that design has been literally the same for many. They've just made it more
It's
aggressive.
got a little more angle on the back.
Like arch
It's a
wheels
little
and
more,
stuff like that.
yeah. But I'm saying that's where they got it.
No, 100%, 100%.
It's very Cadillac-y.
But that's
is what
it,
I'm
dude.
saying.
That is Chrysler. That's it. Yeah. So
Because
on
the 300 was the luxury vehicle.
on the Dodge side,
And now it's like it's like luxury performance.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like a weird
On the Dodge
cross-section.
side, you don't even have a 4-cylinder car.
What?
Yeah, no, the 4-cylinder, the on the Dodge side of things, the 4-cylinder car, which was the Dart, was canceled.
Yeah, where are the? Does it have links to the other brands?
No, just go to Dodge.com. Who cares? It's not that hard. You're making it
right
harder.
here. Right here.
I mean, fine. And then there's Ram,
Oh,
which is the
Ram
trucks.
but you see, Ram is separate.
Ram is separate.
They've separated
Yeah.
Ram from Dodge, which means you
Not
do it.
yet. Not yet.
Do it.
I know. I
Do
have
it.
to. I have to.
So let's see what we have here. Challenger,
The Durango.
Durango, SRT.
I think that's just like their SRT
Oh, the SRT
lineup. Yeah.
and
And Ram trucks. That's it. That's not. Yeah, bro. That's why I'm saying, like, you're telling me you're canceling the things that have been making you money. Like,
why
what?
ain't nobody buying the damn Durango? I mean, they are, but like
They're
not.
buying. If they're buying it, they're buying. I would say if anybody's spending money on a Durango, it's the rich people that are buying the SRT version. Because I don't really see that many regular versions.
Bro.
And then you got the Ram.
And Ram is all utility and
Yeah.
it's industry.
Yeah.
Like Ram is its
Ram
own,
is the trucks.
Ram is its
truck.
own thing.
Yeah.
So they could eat. Because I mean, let's be serious. Are there any Dodge logos on this Ram?
No, it's all Ram.
They have tactically and slowly separated Ram into a separate brand, and they're
Yeah.
going to kill off Dodge.
Well, that's what they tried to do with SRT, but it didn't work. So
they're
they
going
brought
to
it
kill
back.
off Dodge.
But if you go to Jeep doesn't have that much either. I mean, it has.
Like Jeep has a whole lineup
but it
of
has
different
more,
Jeeps.
but it doesn't have cars. It's
No,
just
no, but remember that's what they're saying.
I know.
Americans don't care about sedans.
well. That's what I was trying to say to you is like Ford is one of those companies that I really do think would be lazy enough to just consider electric because they're the ones that decided, fuck cars. The only car we'll have is the Mustang, and that's it.
Wrong way.
So it's like I think they might have one more. They might have a Fusion that's like an electric car. Maybe I can't remember.
Well, they have the Ford Edge. Like most of their lineup,
Is
Besides-
SUVs and
besides the
crossovers and
Focus.
they don't have Focus.
What?
They got rid of the cars.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, that's that's why I'm saying that company 100% I can believe is lazy and just goes one route because they're like, well,
electric. I mean, it's not going to be the Mach E.
they would have to be dumb though because there's no way because people use
You
their
can't
trucks to cross the country to haul shit. They would be stupid to lose.
Oh
that.
no! The F line is going to survive, no question. The F line's going to survive. They're going to create some sort of diesel hybrid thing,
Right.
like biodiesel or some shit. Who knows? But no, the F line will survive. I'm not worried about that. I'm just thinking about their cars, and I'm just really thinking about the Mustang. And they're not going to supplant it with this fucking Mach E bullshit.
They've already been talking about it.
You can't just get rid of the Mustang.
I mean, it would be the Mustang with electric.
Is that even an experience then?
No. It's the same experience the Plate is. I almost said it the right way. It's what the Plate is or what any electric vehicle. It's that straight line. I can hammer and make you feel the G straight away. But like, the proof is in the pudding. All right? I'm going to say it that way. People have tried to do electric vehicles on the circuit, like electric cars, not specifically made like Formula E cars. Like
Sure.
that's a fucking race car with an electric setup.
Yeah.
I'm talking about regular, like a Tesla.
Right.
They took it on the track and it did not do as good as its counterpart with gas. Just because you can control gearing, which controls chassis control, while you go into corners. You can't do that in an electric car because there are no gears. You can't control the chassis with gears because there are no
true.
gears.
You can control gears. It just would have to be a heavily modified car.
I mean, sure, yeah. I'm
It's
talking
doable.
about
It's
out of
just-
factory. I'm not talking about what people are custom making. I'm talking about people who can buy a car and go do some time attack, go do some racing.
No. So does that mean Autobahn drops a quarter mile track?
I mean, they have. I'm sure they have the room to do it. I mean, they have a huge go-kart track over there.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I think that does mean that a lot of these places have to just basically add a drag strip, otherwise they won't survive.
Well, here's the thing: the drag guys don't even give a shit. Like the real, let me phrase that. The real,
Like with the fatty tires.
with the big, like
Yeah.
they can only make the eighth or quarter mile pass, and then they got to go refuel. Those guys don't even run regular fuel. They run methanol, ethanol, 100%. It's not fuel based. It's synthetic fuels. So it is not based off of like petrol. So those guys don't even give a shit if petrol's gone because they don't run their cars on petrol. So
Right.
some of the only times they might run it on petrol is when they do like drag week. Drag week is like you go to one racetrack, you race, then you gotta drive your car with no help, with whatever you bring in it, that's all the help you get, and you have to drive it across these parts of the country, go to the next racetrack, hit these points, take pictures. Like that's drag week. Drag week is fun. Drag week is like, this is to prove that your car is not just one hit wonder on the drag strip, and then you got to put it on a trailer, or trailer queen, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, drag week's the shit. I love it. And there's a few other ones that
sounds really fucking stressful.
There's
honestly,
there's drag week, and there's like 2 or 3 events that are similar. So, but
sounds real stressful. I won't lie to you.
But so those guys technically outside of that don't really give a shit. But that's like, what the fuck is the fun in that? Oh, it can do this one trick. Great. After about a week of it, I'm already bored.
Right.
I've already learned that this trick is only that much fun.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of those things that more than anything, I've always been a style guy for cars. Like I like the interesting things.
And electric would be great for that.
Yeah, I like the interesting things people do. Like I liked I'm one of the fucking people that liked Pimp My Ride because I thought it was interesting the way, like all the fucking weird shit.
All the weird shit they would put in the cars.
They put fucking recording studios and fucking aquariums and shit in people's cars. Fucking wild. None of those cars were safe. Motherfuckers' cars broke down. People got robbed. All sorts of shit. Like, man, the whole show was staged. Like, it's such. But it's
listen, it was
still
staged,
like seeing.
but
I still like
I mean,
seeing the cool shit people do it. Like when we go to fucking like Weckfest. That was
Weekfest. It's actually Weekfest. I know it's one E.
I knew it was wrong.
The guys that run it said it is Weekfest.
Yeah. Like Weekfest, when we go there, like we see people that do like those muscle cars or like the Bel Air that was all red underneath. They put the mirror so you can see the bottom because it's so fucking.
Oh, that was World of Wheels.
World of Wheels. Yeah. I mean, it was all in the same place.
Yeah. Well, that was Tuna Galleria.
Tuna Galleria.
Yeah, Tuna Galleria and
yes, but I mean, like the cool shit people do to their cars. I'm into that. Like interesting custom speaker layouts. That's my shit.
Everybody has their own thing in the car industry, right? I'm talking about specifically.
For me, it's not that big a deal.
Most people
for me.
Yeah.
But even still, the first time I not even drove, sat in the front seat of a Corvette, you feel something with a V8 in front of you, man. There's a feeling you get when you know there's so much power.
You tell me when we drove those Lexuses, they would have felt better as an electric car? No, they would have felt worse. No. Those Lexuses.
I don't know that they would have felt worse. They definitely wouldn't have felt better. Because first of all, hitting 100 in someone else's $80,000 car, a feeling you cannot explain. You must try it yourselves.
Yeah. It's great.
But fantastic. If you don't have, like, there is that engine feel.
Yeah, because
to push it to that 100.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, I can push, like, my car to 100, I presume.
You can.
I'm sure it could. But it, like,
But it wouldn't feel the same.
It wouldn't feel the same because there's like it's a 4-cylinder. There's not a lot to it. Because I pushed a 2004 Nissan Sentra,
Right.
117.
Yeah.
It was cool because I was going fast as shit.
Right.
But I was terrified. But like the power wasn't there because even just getting to 100 in a Lexus was a whole different experience.
And people will argue, but you can get to that 100 faster in an electric car. Like, yeah. But then when you make a turn, that Lexus felt better because it controlled gears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as soon as, like for you, it controlled gears. I think you left it in sport auto, which controlled the gears aggressively. I control the gears because I use the paddle shifters. And that experience cannot be beat by an electric car because that's not offered. That's not a thing.
Because I'll tell you, I still want, regardless. Like, if the future is electric, and I believe that, I'm happy to have a daily driver electric, plug that bitch in regularly.
Here's the thing.
But guess what? I'm going to have a manual car in my fucking garage.
That's what I'm saying.
That I can fucking have fun with.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, fuck around with.
Yeah, sure.
I would truly, if I could find one and it's not in terrible shape, this might sound stupid to you, I want a hatchback M3 or whatever the fuck it was.
The old Z3.
The hatchback? No, not the Z3. No, I don't want that thing's tiny as shit. I would never fit in that. But they had a BMW.
They had wagons.
Wagon. That's what I meant.
Wagon, yeah.
I want a wagon M3.
Oh, that was so dumb. You know how many people want
I want a wagon M3 and I want to take it out in the snow.
Dude,
that is literally, I want a manual wagon M3, take it out in the snow.
Yeah, but all we just have to do is just make sure that it's ready to not get fucked up from the snow and salt. We just have to undercoat it with good stuff. That's it. At the end of the day, you can do
that's like what I want. I want to just be able to jump in it, have some fun, go to a autocross and fuck around.
Yeah, man.
Like, hey, once a year, once a couple years, throw a couple $100, take it to the track just to fucking play around. He's different. Yeah. He's different. But I'll daily drive an electric all day long.
Sure, I mean, no problem. If you need us to run electric just to help, whatever. As long as I'm not giving you the absurd amount of money that you want.
I'm telling you, if they were to say, hey, by 2030, we're going to be full iRobot or full Minority Report cars,
where the cars are driving themselves.
Take it, motherfucker. Put me in there. Because then they're efficient. They can get me wherever I need to go. It can go 120 miles an hour because it's all fucking magnetized and shit. It'll get me there in 25 minutes. And I don't have to worry about sitting in traffic, trying to figure out where people are, trying to maintain people's bullshit.
I won't lie to you. At that point, I'm not in this world.
Nah. I'd do it. It's just the daily shit. The daily shit. Because honestly, at that point, I wouldn't even want to own that car. I wouldn't even want to own a car. A car just comes by and picks me up and takes me somewhere, and I still have my own cars I can go fuck around with. Please.
But the problem is once that takes over, you won't have a place to go to fuck around in your own car.
Hey, well, no track still.
Nah, those will shut down.
Nah.
I'm telling you right now, they will. Nah. Once we're to a point where...
Listen, Will Smith still had a motorcycle, God damn it.
Yeah.
And in iRobot, there was still a manual mode. I think there was in the other one, too. Yeah. You still could drive.
Whatever. We're done. Hard cut off.
All
right, the next one.
Next one is going to be a little fun.
It has cars.
It's got, it does.
It's got motorcycles, so it's not like completely like the worst.
Speaking of fun ass cars.
Speaking of fun stuff.
We're going to go. We're going to talk about
let's talk about
Batgirl.
The Batgirl movie.
Batgirl movie coming to HBO Max.
Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be
straight to HBO Max right here.
So set reveal. I haven't seen this.
So here's the suit.
Okay.
Let me see. This is. Oh, there she is, right there. Whoa!
There she is.
Cut that. So there she is. That's probably the stunt person, in costume. It's funny. They say like it says, reveals a new look at Barbara Gordon's costume. That's a shitty look. It's purple.
It's shitty.
Then it's 150 feet away.
Yeah, that's crap.
It's terrible. Like, there is a better.
I will say this.
So there is an original. So it's two things happening here. Wow, they really want to show me the Batman and Robin costume, huh? Fine. HBO Max. Wow.
Google. I'm telling you, Google.
Wow, y'all are killing me.
Google.
Although I will say the birds of prey, the real birds of prey motherfuckers, uh, Batgirl costume was the shit. She was the fucking
I didn't
best.
realize she had a costume in there.
She had a costume. They showed her getting shot by the Joker.
Oh.
That was like one of the opening scenes of the fucking show. And then she ends up getting some sort of like exoskeleton suit so she can go and fight Shiva for like one more final fight. I will tell you, quite honestly. Here, I'm just trying to find the bigger. There, that's. So it's based on there it is right here.
No, I know what this is based on.
Yeah, it's based on that costume, and it's funny because I was like, I saw this and I was like, it's funny. It must not have been the costume that made her look like a kid. Because I was like, because I remember when they put that costume on her in the comic, I was like, man, none of this feels right. Because last month, effectively, she was in college. She was college aged, a badass, fucking kicking ass out in the world. And now she looks like a 12-year-old again. And she's into social media and shit. And like the writing is what really made her look and like feel like a child. Because this is a grown ass woman. I got no qualms with this costume. Honestly, it has a lot of throwback to like the 50s.
I won't
like the
lie to
Adam
you.
West show.
I won't lie to you. My initial feeling, I don't care for it.
Can I tell you? My initial feeling was not bad. Further review, it's not even as good as the Titans costumes.
I'm just looking at this.
It's not as good as the fucking.
I feel like the things the search results were showing you, some of them looked like a better option. It was weird. Like there's some like that one even right there. Like I know that's a CG thing right there from a video game clearly, but like, yeah, please.
Yeah, it's from.
I'm guessing
Arkham
it's
Knight.
it's Arkham Knight. Okay, I don't remember. I played.
Yeah, but I mean that was her costume in the comic for a while.
Right.
It was basically the same costume.
Like I wouldn't necessarily that one. The one you just clicked on, it's like tight latex. Like that doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, like we had that already.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about that.
We had that already.
But I'm talking about something that like has armor pieces, like that CG piece from Arkham Knight, like something like that would make sense.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. Honestly, this looks better.
Yeah, 100%. This 100%. This is from late 90s,
early 2000s.
Early
but
2000s.
Yeah, but it was like 2002.
Yeah. Better. How the fuck did you do that? How did you do better then?
That's what I'm saying, man.
I honestly just initial.
And can we just be real serious? They did that good for 3 appearances of that costume. Yeah. She was Oracle that whole show.
I mean, I guess it is.
She had 1 episode where she became Batgirl.
I guess her name is Batgirl, so she's not gonna wear the Batwoman looking type costume.
What you mean?
Well, I mean, like,
that one.
I think they're trying to. I think what they're trying to do is distinguish the two, right? Batgirl is younger. They're using the term "girl." It's more like a teenager person. Where versus Batwoman is going to be more like a Batman costume, like where it's an actual full out armored out. Like I don't necessarily give a shit. I get why they would want to do that. I don't give a shit. I say give her the better costume because this right here.
It honestly, can I tell you, the 2 things that kind of throw me off, they gave her black gloves and the comic, it was yellow. And they gave her black boots and the comic, they were yellow, which brings the whole tone of it down, which I'm not a fan of. Because if you want to make her the replacement Dark Knight, which is where they're going with this, they've said it. Michael Keaton is going to hand off the role or whatever, hand off the responsibility because he's in it. If that's the way you're going, this is not the way to go. I mean, if you're going from Michael Keaton Batman, because Batgirl movie.
Listen,
Batman on set.
You're gonna have to do HBO Max again, unless you're on Google.
Look, all I know is I'm getting points and I get free.
I mean,
money
I
at
get it.
Amazon.
I'm just letting you know.
I get free money at Amazon.
And look, even they can't fucking get it right because they're just showing.
Okay, fine, Google, fine. Batman, Batgirl movie images. They just recently shared a photo of it was either him or
God
this
damn,
guy.
that go up a little bit more right there.
This?
No, to right there. God damn, that's a. I mean, I know it's drawn, but that's a dope.
Yeah, that was but that's what they went from to that other costume in the New 52.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, "Are you fucking joking, bro?"
Oh fuck.
Man.
So
where is it? I don't know why this is so hard.
Oh, go down. That looked more recent. Keep going down. A little bit more. Don't go too fast.
So that's
yeah.
Well, then wait. Why does it look like she doesn't have yellow on her cape?
I'm sure they'll put it in somehow. Whatever. I don't care for that. Right there. That looks more recent.
That's it.
Okay.
So that is a set shot. I thought it was interesting. He's got like that one shoulder piece.
Yeah.
It was like a weird kind of look.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think that's him. I think that's the stunt guy.
I'm guessing too. Yeah. Interesting.
Can we get? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, definitely stunt guy. Yeah, this like one.
It looks so loose.
It does look very loose.
It looks so.
Especially
loose.
compared to Keaton's Batman, which was very much.
I mean, I get it. I know those suits were shit to work in. Like
Yeah.
even.
But it was just so like it was
like
just
Val
so
Kilmer's
fitted.
documentary, like when he talks about Batman
He
in
hated
there.
it. They all hated it.
Like, yeah, he said you couldn't even move. Like, I couldn't act because of how much I couldn't move.
Yeah,
like,
they all fucking hated it.
Oh,
by the way, fun fact: somebody was sharing pictures on TikTok. Somebody was talking about. He's got like a whole series talking about how did Batman get that, and I forgot that in Batman and Robin he whips out a fucking Bat credit card, and the irony of it is it says Batman Forever because it says expiration date and it says forever. So it says Batman Forever. I commented, I was like, it's funny because even this movie realizes that it's working off the credit that Val Kilmer gave it because this movie's not that good.
That's weird. What a weird. I mean, I get it to make it more movable in, but like you could have just
it's so loose.
Like you could have just done a better job. Like you could have literally, you could have gave him the Batman's costume.
At least they sense enough to model it after Alicia Silverstone's movie suit than a cheap TV production.
But they didn't.
What?
The bird.
Oh, right there. The Birds of Prey TV show had a better Batgirl costume.
Yeah.
Factual, man. Factual. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
It did.
That's a good look.
Like, don't get me wrong. That's a good look for them. They can do better now. But the fact that back then, this is now better now than what we're seeing.
Yep.
That's fucking stupid. Like that should be.
It just and when I looked at it like the second or third time, I really, really thought, man, not as good as the Titans show because their costumes feel very comic book. Like Titans.
Honestly, I don't think I've seen most of them in costume. And I don't remember. I didn't see Nightwing's costume. I only saw him in that
the Robin
suit.
It's good. It's real good.
How do you do that? I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate the Titans show. It's at least the first season was horrible, but
like it's real good, dude. When he showed up on scene,
but how the fuck do you do that?
Look at that. That's a good fucking look. That's a good suit.
How did you fuck that up?
Deathstroke was good. Fucking.
Hold on, exit that real quick. Go back to the results. Although, to be fair, that right there, literally what your cursor was just on.
This?
Nope. Your cursor over to the right.
This?
Down. Clear that. That's pretty good. It's similar, but like slightly better.
Oh, that might. I mean, it's his Nightwing first look. That might have been like an early test.
That might have been an early like I feel like
because it looks like it's similar.
it is similar. What they did is in this one, those guards up here aren't as connected to the gloves.
Yeah, I mean, it might have just been from mobility, but like, oh no, look, there it is, right there. There's a shot. Deathstroke looked good. Like,
Deathstroke looks fucking great.
Yeah. Can I say though, that is the one costume they have never fucked up. On CW, he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
This, he looked good. In the DCEU, he looked good.
Wow.
There has not been a single iteration of Deathstroke where he doesn't look good.
And just I know
it's like Titans TV.
I know
like,
I've already said it, but I didn't care for the first season. You know that. I had.
It got way better, but I mean, like even fucking Aqualad looked badass.
Oh wow!
Like,
yeah, it's like the Superman setup, like where it's got texture and stuff.
Yeah.
Literally, I just.
I mean, here's the shot right here.
I
that's that from like the flashback sequence.
Here's my thing.
Like even a costume that I honestly thought would not translate, Wonder Girl.
Here's my thing.
Looks good.
Here's my thing. Why not do? I don't know. It's just shot in the dark.
Look,
why
throw it
not
out there.
do?
Let me hear it.
Ben Affleck's costume on all of them, and just switch it up a little bit.
I mean,
like same texture, right? But change up the colors, add armor pieces to, like, for instance, like Robin. Robin would have an armor piece in the front more prominent, and it would be a different color. But like that textured fabric, that works. It works in these modern day DC stuff. It works for Superman. It worked for Batman. It's a good fucking piece. You just add to that. You do not have to change the wheel.
Right.
You just play with it. Like. Right. You could use that suit and adjust it for each character because, hey, they're coming from that character. They weren't their own people.
Technically, Batgirl was not built by Batman. Batgirl did her own thing.
She did her own thing, but she wouldn't have existed if Batman wasn't a thing.
Sure, but she wouldn't have access to his materials and his.
But processes. That's fine. But she would have copied. She would have gotten the idea and said, "How do I improve on this?"
And I think I have questions about this new, presumably post-Flashpoint universe.
I guess this is
or Flashpoint universe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who fucking knows?
I don't know.
Maybe they're doing in the movies and the TV shows the same thing that they're doing in the comics. Who cares about continuity? Do some shit.
Everything's continuity.
Make me some shit.
Yeah.
They're like, write me a movie, monkeys.
Yeah, write me a movie, monkeys, and I just want money, so I don't give a fuck.
Like, it's all the fucking writers and shit. The fucking CEO of Warner just comes in and be like, monkeys, write me a movie. Here's the character you can use.
Here's the
write
thing.
Me a TV
here's
show.
The thing. Like, we don't know anything because they don't know anything. They don't communicate. Like I said, to me,
they need a Feige.
They need a Feige. People have been saying this for at least 5 years now, if not way longer. So, listen, nobody knows because, like I told you, that trailer that was part of the Super Bowl that The Rock was hyping up, the way that trailer plays, they're selling to me the Batman is the new Batman, and Ben Affleck is out of there. That's how it sells to me. How it sells.
Well, I mean, like, Ben Affleck is out of there. His last movie is going to be Flashpoint. They have confirmed that.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, no, they confirmed that was his final appearance.
So
I don't know.
So
my thought, I mean, if I have to draw some sort of logic out of all this fucking chaos, Flashpoint happens. He visits the Keaton reality because there's two Barrys. So maybe that Barry is from Keaton's reality. Who knows? So they visit the Keaton reality. They fix it, but some of the elements intermix, and Batman is now old, and he's Keaton. And he hands off the thing to Batgirl because he's like, I'm fucking old. You're Gordon's daughter. Still have questions about how that's going to work. Is Barbara Senior, I guess. I don't even know how that works. If you name a daughter after the mother, how is she not Barbara Junior? I don't know. Anyway,
listen,
if Barbara the Elder is not black, is she adopted? Like, I need logistics. Like I understand why Supergirl can be Latina. I get that. They're Kryptonian. They're all different skin colors up there. So yeah, cool. His uncle had a different skin color. That makes sense to me. They don't even have to be biologically related. They could. They probably will be, but like it doesn't matter that Kryptonians look different because they're aliens. Their shit's all fucking kind of.
Well, they're aliens. They also have even in the movie verse, they have established that they don't even have babies normally.
Yeah, they fucking exactly.
So it doesn't. That's that. And
they
that
genetically create
yeah,
so that would be ballsy. But if they're like, oh, her dad was just like, let's go a little darker, just give her a little tan.
Honestly,
I don't know, man.
I stopped caring.
It's just so hard to give a shit. Caring. It's so hard,
and
to
it
give
sucks
a shit
because
it makes sense.
I'm a big Zachary Levi fan and I want to support him, but I'm not. I'm a big rock fan. I want to support him, but I'm
going
not.
To see that. I'm feeling that I'm gonna go. I'm almost certainly gonna see Black Adam in theaters. No question about that. Every
I'm
piece of information from that I've seen looks great.
Yeah.
So I have to see it in theaters. But like Aquaman, I'll wait. I don't care.
I'll watch
Super
him.
Pets, whatever.
I'll watch him on HBO. I mean, I don't give a shit about Super. That's not my thing. But you
have a kid. You better watch it with your kid.
He has an attention span of a 1.5-year-old.
Right? Well, no, maybe this is the thing. Maybe this is how you get him. Indoctrinate him early.
No, we just had him trying to watch Big Hero 6, and he couldn't sit through more than 10 minutes of that.
Fair enough. Soon.
Honest to God, even when I resume to go back to theaters,
right,
their movies aren't going to be the thing. Not until they get better communication.
Like Batman, no chance.
I'm not supporting. I'm not. I know it sucks for the actors, but
they'll be okay.
But the actors need to then get in on this. If they start realizing this, then they need to start telling these companies, also this company specifically, the DC company, they need to start telling them, like, listen, we all want to be these characters, but you guys need to figure out how to work with the fans better and have continuity, because you don't. You have nothing.
It's honestly, it's something. It's like they're trying to do something that they should have done in the first place, didn't know how, like, didn't want to do, and now are doing it like because they have to. Because when they started Man of Steel, it's a darker look. We were like, all right, bet we're gonna go a little darker, a little more tonally different. We're with that. Let's go. And then they were like,
at least 3 characters that are dark.
Yeah.
There's Flash is dark.
Yeah.
No, his whole story is dark. I mean, his mom got murdered. Yeah. The whole point of his brainwave is like, I want to save my dead mom. Pretty dark.
That's fair. Yeah, you can definitely take that a dark.
Yeah, Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, and then Superman. His whole planet got erased.
Yeah, so you could go with a darker, more modern take, however you're gonna call it, and you could do a Superman movie, a Batman movie, another Superman movie, a Wonder Woman movie,
sure,
and then do a Justice League movie.
Yeah, 100%.
They could have done that, but they were like, "Oh shit, Avengers made $1 billion.
Yeah, we need to get on.
We need a Justice League movie tomorrow." And then it became this race to try to catch up and do the same thing that Marvel did, which was dumb. That was a dumb decision. They should have just done their own thing, build their own universe,
literally
even follow that same recipe. And it would have worked if you do good movies one at a time.
Well, here's how it would work. Follow that recipe, and leave Zack Snyder the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Stop.
He would have had a really dark Justice League.
But still, leave him the fuck alone. Let him tell the whole story he wants to tell. And guess what? Then people won't be fucking trashing your shit because it's not telling the story he needs to tell.
Because guess who was there day one?
Day
0.
Yeah, the motherfucker that started the universe for you.
Like, guess who was there day 0 on Iron Man?
And also, what a lot of people don't realize when they argue like, oh, it's too dark. You can thank the thing you love the most likely, which I bet you all these people that complain about the dark universe that DC is, they don't realize why it's dark. And it's dark
Dark Knight Returns.
Because you love the fucking Dark Knight series. And guess who was involved?
You mean the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that.
But here's the thing.
No,
but it is.
This is ultimately all Frank Miller's fault.
Well, sure, but no. But I'm telling you right now, no. I mean, it's Frank Miller's fault in the sense of like, sure, you could take it that back, but no. The movieverse being dark is for anybody who loved the Dark Knight, and when they heard Superman was being made, and everybody voiced their concerns about how Superman was going to be, and they tossed on Christopher Nolan as a producer for Man of Steel. Guess what happened? Well, you got Zack Snyder's what he wants to do, and then Christopher Nolan's like, yeah, but you should make it maybe dark like this.
And honestly, I would have not wanted Christopher Nolan anywhere near any superpower.
I bet you.
Because his thing.
I bet money
In the Dark Knight trilogy was this is a real movie,
there's a real. There's no.
dude.
That's right. We don't.
There are no superpower people.
There's no Robin.
Which is ironic.
Joker was just a dude.
Because Bane was science.
Kind of.
He was too superpowered.
I mean, to a point, like he wasn't superpowered just like because.
Hey, you know what? I never thought about this, but we never saw a single Lazarus pit.
No, that's why Bane is not like superpowered. He fucking legitimately beefed himself up because remember he had to climb up.
Yeah.
He worked through all that to climb up. He made that physique even with his fucked up. So at the end of the day, like the only people you got to blame for a dark because I guarantee you, if Zack Snyder just went into this with what he wanted to do, we would have seen.
Yeah, but that wasn't his story. Remember, he was telling Talia's story.
What?
That story that he was telling.
I know. But it's still. But at the end of the day, like he is like an actual like physique person. He's not superhuman or anything. But
was there no Venom?
There was no Venom. There was no Venom. All he had was just a mask over his face. There was no Venom. I bet you we would have seen a similar story, but I bet money it wouldn't have been as dark of a universe if Christopher Nolan wasn't on scene for the production of Man of Steel.
That's quite possible.
I bet.
It's quite possible.
But even if it did go this way. The number one thing is if you're a fucking DC and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to fucking where you're going with this, let the comic book nerd that's making the first number 0 movie do his fucking thing.
You know what's funny? You say that, and I believe it. But a lot of people that watch those movies, they're like, Zack Snyder's never read a comic book in his whole life.
Bullshit. That motherfucker is comic books.
They think that he fundamentally doesn't understand these characters.
Okay.
Specifically Batman.
Sure.
When
literally he said this. He loves both universes, but he prefers DC stuff. So
it's funny to me because to say, oh, he fundamentally doesn't understand his character. Like, yeah, but I understand Spider-Man, but I've seen people do these whole long-ass takes on Spider-Man where I was like, I never considered any one of those things. You just did 20 minutes on Spider-Man of shit that I'd never considered in my whole
100%.
life. And I have spent a lot of time thinking about Spider-Man because he was my favorite character for a long time.
He understands these characters, but he also has ways of he would adjust them. That's the point of being a creator.
And that's the thing. It is an interpretation.
Somebody who is able to tell and write stories is going to tell and write a story slightly different than what the character is.
You know,
especially for the movieverse. Like going into this, they said it was going to be more based off what real life would feel like if we knew there was a powerful alien that looks like us.
Right.
And he nailed that. It is exactly how it would have been.
You know what's ironic?
Like
the one movie that we saw that was, I don't want to say 1-to-1, but very close to 1-to-1 to the source material is like universally hated. Goes in the show.
Yeah, 100% 1-to-1.
Almost entirely 1-to-1.
The only difference is they gave her a backstory.
Yeah.
Which she didn't have in the first movie. Ever.
Did you see SAC?
I mean, I have. I just can't fucking remember it because I think I watched it a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
She's never had a backstory. So they gave her a backstory to satisfy like why it's whitewashed, but it was literally 1-for-1.
And it's universally hated.
Yeah.
And then people bitched about, oh, this isn't like the comics. I feel like when it is like the comics, y'all don't like that shit.
100% they would have bitched. It was
Because it's like,
they would have been like, why is it 1-for-1? You couldn't do something
because
different.
think about it this way.
Dude, look at Star Wars. Look at Star Wars. There's people that are like, this isn't as good as the first ones. And there's other people that are saying like, it's too much like the first ones. You couldn't do something new. You can't fucking win.
You can't win. You can't win.
Fucking win,
you can't
bro.
win because you either have to look for new fans or you have to satisfy the old fans. And sadly, because a lot of the old fans were white folks.
Well, yeah.
A lot of the shit that they watched and they kind of took for granted was the fact that there was no fucking people of color in those movies except one.
We're getting close to the end here. Here's what I'll say. First of all, about Star Wars stuff. I'm not a Star Wars fan.
No.
Okay.
Close. Like I like that.
I watched the original long time ago. And then I watched the newer trilogy, not this newer trilogy, but the middle trilogy. I think
I literally, just to tell you this
movie.
right now, I literally today just watched a video where they showed Lucas's initial reaction to like the first rough cut of Phantom Menace. And he was like, I think I went too far in some places.
That's funny. Then realizing, oh shit, looks like a fun new universe is coming out, right? When the original trailer for the first new movie was coming out.
Force
I was like, I gotta watch all the old ones.
Yeah.
So I sat down, I watched all the old ones, then I watched the new ones, and I'm telling you, this is coming from somebody who loves sci-fi, who likes space adventures and all this bullshit. The new ones are better. Period. And you know what's even better than them? The one-offs. Rogue One, Han Solo, The Mandalorian. I haven't watched all of Boba Fett except the one episode. I bet you that's even better than all that shit.
Bro, it's funny because it's the same shit that happens every time. You paint your memory of shit with
100%.
a big fucking 100%. Cover of nostalgia.
100%.
And it's like,
man. Listen, I do that too because I was the first one. You had to tell me why Superman had to kill Zod. Because when I first watched it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then you explained, like, well, what else was he going to do?
Yeah.
Like, he literally couldn't have done it. And I'm like, good point. There's literally nothing at this point he could do except kill him.
Because we don't have the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, because he said he's not stopping. He said he's not stopping.
Yeah.
And you
I hated that. I hated it because I was literally in the theater sitting there and I was like, what's the Superman way out of this?
Yeah, me too, man.
And he does it and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Bro.
But immediately I was like, there was no other way.
There was the Superman way out of it when there is no other way.
And if they had done like a classic Superman, he finds a way, people would have hated it. And people would have hated it. Because
there wouldn't, like, just thinking of all the potential, there is a way, it would have been horrible.
It would have been too cheesy. It would have been like, it's a plot device. It's
100%.
Plot armor, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I guarantee you, there would have been a move to be like he should have killed Zod.
100%.
There would have a hashtag and everything.
No, man, listen, it's a company that, in my opinion, still till this day, and they've been doing this now since Man of Steel was
2011.
Yeah.
No, 2013.
Yeah, 23, because I watched it
2011. 2011 is Green Lantern, which was
I watched it in Oklahoma with my wife. Yeah, because we talked over the computers back then. So since 2013, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Complete aside though.
9 years.
Isn't it kind of funny how it's all kind of come full circle for us? Because you moved far away, so then we used to video chat over Skype.
Yeah.
And now, for the last 2 years, we've had been video chatting over Skype.
It's because we're used to it, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, for us, it wasn't that big a deal.
Fine, but everybody else
we still feel like we just get on fucking Discord in video, and we still feel like we're hanging out. Yeah. But everybody else was like, I don't understand. Where are the people?
I know, dude. It's so true. Like, we get on Discord, we feel like we're hanging out and playing games and talking shit.
Although the first hug I got after the pandemic, after the shutdown, was like, might be the best hug I've ever gotten in my life. Nothing that can replace that. Nothing.
But that's it.
That's going to be it. Just under 1 minute.
1:30.
1 hour 30.
That's great.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. It keeps us a little better.
It does. It keeps us paying attention to the time. It keeps us like focusing on what we need to talk about. Listen, as always, we're on every fucking social media possible. We are on all the podcasts, even our own website.
Yeah.
If you have any questions or opinions or want to tell us how we're so wrong, please go ahead and go on our Facebook, Instagram. If you're watching
the
this
video on YouTube, comment down below. We'll fight you in there, please.
Yeah, well, listen, we might not fight you, but we might, if there are questions or opinions
might
or
talk about it next
arguments, we'll definitely talk about it next time. That'll be our first subject.
There you go, for sure. Yeah, I'm happy to answer questions.
100%. But this is good, man.
I like
130.
it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.